It's quarter of a day time and something my great, awesome friend, Mr. Gary V said. And yes, by the way, we are close. We got for dinner, we got for lunch, we got to basketball games, we go everywhere. We don't really. Anyway, so he says blind accountability. It's always your fault. Now, I keep telling my wife this. You've got to take accountability. It's always your fault. It's your fault. She never says sorry, by the way. And I do think there's something in this. I really do. If we look at everything as it's our fault, as we've done something wrong along the journey of an argument or along the journey of a result, it's always our fault. If an intern has made a mistake, it's not really the intern's fault. It's the person who employed the intern. And who employed the intern? It might be you, it might be a manager, but you employed the person who employed the manager. If it's not you, it's somewhere along that chain, you're the person who employed that person, who employed that person, who employed that person, who was giving coaching, who was giving advice and made the mistake. And so therefore it's your fault. In an argument with your wife, with your husband, with your son, daughter, or whatever. Even parents, when we argue with our kids, even mine 6 and 8, there is a point where it's your fault. For example, this morning we were late to school. Well, we weren't actually late. I had to run. I mean, I hate them parents who have to run down and run into school. I'm one of them most days. I'm one of them bloody most days. And I know that people are looking at me, judging me, saying, just get up early, mate. I'm like, fuck you. I was up at 5:30 this morning. Anyway, and this morning I was talking to the kids. I was saying, look, okay, right. I want you to tell me why we're late is your fault. And forget about whose fault it was mainly. Forget about the blame game. You tell me what you could have done differently to help the situation. And I said, I'll start. I feel like it was my fault because we were playing football, Zach, until 8:30. And really, we should have only been playing football till 8:25. And so it was my fault because of that. And then we'd have been organized, we'd have been ready. And I said, right, Zach, why was it your fault? Because I was arguing. He said, I should have put my shoes on quicker. And I said, yeah, there is that. Because he didn't put his shoes on. He was running around the kitchen and wouldn't put his shoes on. And I said, but don't forget the argument that you had with Kai. And so that cost us a few minutes. So do you think maybe you shouldn't have done that? And he said, yeah. If I hadn't have done that, would have been quicker because of them lost minutes. I goes, yes. And then I said, Kai, why was it your fault? Why was it your fault? He goes, I won't get off my iPad. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right, mate. You won't get off your iPad. Bloody your fault. And just that accountability, if we can teach that in our family, if we can teach that in ourselves, and we always look at what we've done wrong, rather than the blame game, blaming other people, what other people have done wrong. If we look at what we've done wrong and what we are accountable for and what we are responsible for, and just look at that, there's always fault in our own. I mean, apart from my wife, there's no fault. Whatever she does, there's no fault in my wife. Zero, never, ever, ever. Hey, Claire. So everybody else in the world, apart from my wife is never at fault. And so just look at what you can do and how you could change that situation, what you could have done better. Because I promise you, in every given situation, you could have behaved better, done something better. All right, my friends, I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.